I've been in like the real thick go. I was like, oh no, when I saw a lunker hunt thing. That's a good one. What's happening, fishing friends? Welcome to another episode. Tonight we're out, beautiful September night here. We've got a couple hours to fish. And this guy, actually these guys.
What's happening, fishing friends?
This guy texted me earlier and said, hey, you want to go out fishing? There's a place that was really froggy last weekend. And I'm like, oh dude, are you trying to get me excited? Because you did. You got me there. So that's Mr. Rundle, of course, the bait cave guys that I always give a shout out to. We were just talking about that. So that's where you know him from. I've got some baits. He hooked me up with some cool stuff. I'll do those in the next unboxing. But
you have a second. Watch the bait cave. Check out the bait cave.
I'm ready to go have some fun frog fishing. Enough yapping. Let's go fishing. I'm gonna try walking this real slow, gently. There's not any wind out here. As you can see, it's slick calm, but we've got a bunch of good vegetation. Hopefully I can target some of these in this pretty shallow stuff and get one to come up and grab it. Got that one. All right. First one of the night, couple pounds. Hell yeah, I will take that. Oh, when Nick said, oh man, they were biting frogs, I was like, oh yes, I am down. Mean little fish. He is eating well. Top of the mouth. You can't ask for a better hook set than that. Chunky little 2-pounder. We'll take it. Thanks for eating, dude. All right, and this is the little monster bass frog that I got in the box actually just today. When Nick sent me that, I was like, well, let's give this guy a try. I did doctor mine up a little bit. I cut the legs just a little bit shorter. I put some chartreuse spike it marker up on the front and then took my black marker, just made some kind of random patterns on the bottom. I like that instead of just a straight white belly. Kind of like that freak color in the Spro frog. But so far, there we go. A little lunker hunt Kraken series or something. I don't know what it's called, first time using it, but the hooks are ridiculously sharp and stout. So see if we can find a couple more. I don't know if they're on the outsides of this, if there's going to be any up in it. That's another thing you kind of have to test and check out too. Sometimes they're in the thick stuff. Sometimes they're only in one kind of grass when you're working the frog. Sometimes they're only on the edges of it. Just kind of got to run through all the different variables and try to keep that pattern going. That one porpoised out of the water after it. Oh. Got him. Not the monster, not the big one that came out earlier. I'll take 1.5 pounders all day on a frog. I don't care what size they are on a frog, baby. Look at the hook set on that thing. The hooks on this are crazy sharp on this little lunker hunt frog. I might have to take back the things I've said about lunker hunt. Look at that dude. Eating real well. Yeah, look at those hooks. I mean, I can definitely not say anything about that. 2 super sharp, nice big thick hooks. Awesome. All right, well, the slow, deliberate walk seems to be the deal. And like I said, there's all that grass that goes out past it, so it's not just like they have that to lay in. They can be laying in that grass, you know, 2-3 feet under the water and come up and smack that, no problem. Got him. That's a better one. Took me right down in all that gunk. All right, there we go. Another solid little fish. Oh my gosh, this is just too much freaking fun. Like, oh, I've been so excited for this all day. Oh yes. Dang, another one, chunky 1.5 pounders. All eating really good healthy fish. Love it. The grass, the grime, the slime. I love fishing. A lot of anglers shy away from it, don't like to get in it. I would rather fish in it all daggum day. The sloppier, the better for old Debo. That's the one that came out of the water earlier after it. Yes. Yes. Daggum flipping fun. That dude came all the way out of the water for that frog. I mean, just evil bad intentions. And look at that freaking choked it. Yes. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, so I officially owe lunker hunt an apology. Not for the spider. I still think the spider's stupid. However, this little lunker hunt Kraken series frog or whatever from the Monster Bass box is tearing it up. And I think they said this is like a Dick's Sporting Goods exclusive or something, but good profile on it, good soft body. Like I said, super sharp and stout hooks, and that body, that's something that I don't ever hear people talk about. That body can spin up out of the way. Every single one of these fish that I've caught, I think, has had that body spun out of the way with the hooks like that. So that's something I look for. If it's got a big weight here and a big hard body and this can't move out of the way, you've really only got that much room to get a hook set. So that's why I like when that moves up out of the way, get those hooks all the way in the fish and go from there. Worked on that, dude. Hit it as soon as it hit the water. And he smashed it right over there on the edge. We'll go a little bit to the side, see if he says anything or does anything over here. The funny thing is they haven't been in like the real thick. Go, yes. Came out of the water for it. Came out of the water for it. Angry little fish. My gosh, this is fun. I mean, if you don't find frog fishing fun, I question your fishing decision making. That's right, we can still be friends. If you like to throw drop shots and little tiny things and all that, that's still fun. I do that. But if I had my choice, I would catch frog fish all day, every day. Look at that. None of these are dinks. All these have been over 1.5 pounds at least. Oh, chunky little healthy fish. Yes. So the one thing I've noticed is these fish have been really particular. They don't want it moving fast. Not a bunch of motion to it. They've wanted a real slow. If I show you the walk, I throw it out here and it's a real slow walk. So like I said, with it being this calm, watch my rod tip. I'm only moving it 6 inches and getting that frog to walk back and forth like that. Just real tight, slow. And I'm not moving my rod very much at all. That slack line is what moves that back and forth and makes it pop like that. You can see this is just a pointy nose frog, but I can make it do this. That's not even a popping frog. So that's really where these come into play. You know, I like these because you can make it pop if you want it to, but if it gets real thick, you've got that good nose. Now I think it's doing so well because of the modifications I made. Those markings, look at that. That looks pro level. This was all white when I started. Chartreuse, some black lines. Might have been those Debo mods. If you're frog fishing, you will miss fish every time. Let that sink in. If you're frog fishing, you will miss fish every single time. It's part of frog fishing. It's an aggressive blow up through the scum and such. Oftentimes they don't get a good look at it. They can't see it. And you miss them. It's part of frog fishing. Keep throwing to them. Luckily, these guys have been coming back. There he is. Oh, dang it. That was a good one. Maybe he moved. Maybe he moved slightly. Oh, that was a good one. That was a good fish. That was a good fish, dude. That's not a dink. I promise you that. That is not a dink. Oh, and all the grass. There's some people that hate this. I don't like the grass and the scum on it. I do. I'll take those fish all day. Gosh, he looked bigger than that. Not a monster. Not a monster at all. He might be 2 pounds is all. If even that. He's thick though. I don't know. 1.75 pounds is all. No dinks though. Over 1.5 pounds for sure. My gosh, so much fun, dude. So much fun. Like this much fun for free, this should be illegal. Somebody should be charging me. Nothing this fun is free, except maybe hanging out with my family and kids. But when it comes to fishing, I'm saying, oh my gosh. There he is. Another frog fish. See, these are the little farts that were hitting it earlier. Told you that one wasn't that big. That's our first dinker. That's our first under 1 pound of the day. I'll take those odds though. Catching them on a frog, even if they are pounders, still fun. Nothing directly in the slop. They've all kind of been right on the outskirts of it, in the holes, and even kind of some more open water fish earlier. Got that much line out, you'd be surprised. You really got to swing on them. That's not the one, but we'll take that one. on daggum frog. Not a beast. Another pound and a halfer, it looks like. Thick pound and a halfer. He's been caught before. Gosh, look at them all. Super good, healthy fish. Pound and 3/4. A lot of these fish probably be going close to 2, as thick as they are. Oh, I love it. All right, I moved down just a little bit. They've been biting over here. I know he's still there. There's 2 of them. Debo's gonna catch you, then you're gonna become a famous dink on Debos Fishing, because we know it's not some giant fish that's gonna eat my lure. Got him. And that was the one we just saw over there. And we're playing the braid violin on him too. There it is. The old braid violin on that one. He is all up in that grass. I don't think it's a big one. It's just 75 pounds of grass on it. I don't know if he's even still on there. 17,000 pounds of grass for one little fish. All right, well, there we go. Little pound and a halfer. Thanks for eating, dude. Look at that. That's all grass. All that was grass in there. There's one out in the open. Yeah, there's grass under him. You can feel it. Another decent fish anyway. Look at him. Oh, look at how clear that water is. Another chunky pound and a halfer. I'll take chunky pound and a halfers all night on the frog, dang it. Yes, chunky fish. Thanks for eating, dude. Well, the little lunker hunt frog earning its keep tonight. The one lure out of the box that I was like, oh no, when I saw a lunker hunt thing. Because I was thinking it was going to be a spider or something. But it wasn't. It was a nice little frog. Some Debo adjustments on it. Cut the skirt shorter, so I cut those about, I don't know, 2 inches. Put chartreuse on the nose, made some black stuff on the belly. Doing the job here. Gosh, another one right there in the same spot. Not a big one, but man, that clear water when they don't have all that grass around them, they can really dial in on it. Look at those hooks, dude. Look at that. Body's turned out of the way. That's one thing I never hear people talk about. A body that turns out of the way so you've got more area for hookup. Chunky pound and a half or pound 3/4. A lot of these fish are probably close to 2, like I said. Eating well. Thank you, my friend. The old frog. Who'd have thunk it? Who'd have thunk I'd have had a night coming out and just smacking fish in the face with an old frog. Gets no better than this, my friends. No better than this. That little dude just slurped it. Little guy just slurped it. A little dude. Well, it's been a pretty good average though. Not many dinks. Definitely a healthy little pond. Good sized fish for the most part. Thanks, feller. Rundle over there with a Mondo crappie. Thing's bigger than the bass that I catch. Got him. He came from the shallows into it. Oh, yes, sir. Another. Now, listen, they're getting smaller here tonight. They're supposed to get bigger as the night goes on. I don't know what's going on here, but I told y'all this is Debos Fishing. Don't hold out for too many of them big ones. There we go. Another pounder. Thanks, dude. I don't care. Pounders, pound and a halfers, 2 pounders. I literally don't care on a frog. Any size is welcome. Love them all. Love the frogs. All right, let's see if we can get a couple more to end the night here. It's getting dark. Not that I don't like night fishing, but it's hard to film. Night fishing is tough to film on the old GoPro. You need a bunch of lights. I don't have a bunch of lights. I do have my my flashlight on me, but that's not going to do much. That's a good one. That was a good one. Good hit there, feller. I don't know if it's even that big, but hit it like he was going to be something. that's another decent one. Yeah, I knew you were gonna do that. As soon as you take the grass off of them, they always go wild. Let's get him out of there. Gosh, and look at those hook sets. I mean, this frog has been, that's Vampire Kiss. That is straight up Vampire Kiss in the nose. Perfect hook set for a frog. Woofed it. Another 2-pounder, dude. Thanks for eating, man. All right, fishing friends, what a fun night of catching bass on that dude right there. Lunker hunt, like I said, kind of owe him an apology. But as I remember back, I look back at some of the old ones. I've got some lunker hunt frogs that I like. I don't like the ones with like the silly, realistic looking legs. I think those are dumb. But these with the skirts, I've had these in the past and actually used them, and I like them. And this frog did well. You can see it's been tore up, chewed up, got teeth marks all over it for a full night of frogging. Did pretty darn well. Now, as for the combo, I was throwing the Kistler KLX. This is the Frog and Toad specific rod, 7'3" heavy, rated for lures up to 1 ounce. And a lot of times you think, oh, only 1 ounce, man, is that going to be heavy enough? It does fish more like a heavy, not a crazy heavy rod, which I actually like, kind of in that in between, but feels good, felt great there. Pulling those out of the slop and everything was this reel, the Lose Hyperspeed. I said I wanted to put in more time with, and I haven't done a ton of frogging this year. I've had some good days, but not like a consistent frog bite every single time I go out. But so far, I mean, the reel's done well, it casts well, gets the frog out. That's actually the Spro Freak frog, one of my absolute favorites. That's what I was talking about. In the video, I said I made marks on the bottom of this one with the black spike it marker, put chartreuse on the nose of it, and that's what I was trying to mimic there, was kind of how they have that broken up belly on the Freak frog. I like that instead of just a plain color. For whatever reason, I think it, you know, cuts it up and makes it look like something a little bit more realistic with, you know, kind of different lines. Completely a thing in my head. Would have all black or an all white frog worked just as well that night? Who knows? Probably. But I like to have it broken up a little, and I do actually like having the chartreuse, the bright color on the head, because when you're walking, you can actually see all that chartreuse up here, and I put some on the top as well. You can see that bright color walking back and forth. So whether or not they were keying in on that or just the way I was working it, I definitely noticed where I was working it. So as of now, that was actually a couple weeks ago. As of now, as we're getting more into these fall temperatures and that grass continues to die off, the frog bite can certainly still be on, but you're not going to have as many of those pads, you know, the thick grass, the scummy stuff. A lot of that's going to die off with the cooler temperatures. So focus on those spots where they still have good green grass, good green vegetation. If it's all brown and dead, generally the bass aren't going to be in there. They can be roaming the outsides of it, but you can still use this to target brush piles, laydowns, anything like that where you want to skip a lure like this up in, where maybe you couldn't get a walking bait, or, you know, a popper with treble hooks can get caught up. So still using one of these, that bite will continue to go on. I know in the south, you know, there's the fall frog bite that absolutely picks up for people. Up here, that'll be dying off, and it's definitely going to be more of a walking bait thing. So, yeah, don't forget, you can still throw the frog, try to find that good green grass, and hopefully you find the bass. Oh, and then for the line, sorry. I believe this is 65-pound P-line TCB braid, just the green stuff, nothing fancy. Smooth cast well, I like it. So far, I've not had any break-offs with this. Unlike some other braids. So tonight's subscribed fishing friend has to be Mr. Rundle. Dude, I thank you so much for the invite. Him, the guys over at the Bait Cave, make sure you follow his YouTube, the Bait Cave. I'll link it down below. Him, Marling Baits, you know, the guys over at the Bait Cave taught me basically everything I needed to know to get started soft plastic making. Took me under their wings. Super nice cats, so I appreciate them. I appreciate the invite. It was a bunch of fun, so hopefully we can get out again. I definitely know we'll be doing some ice fishing, which is coming up sooner than I'd like. But that's it for me. It's late. I gotta get to editing, so thank you all for watching, and until next time.